5 things that I'm doing with my 1-year-old that's going to help make the toddler years so much easier. I have a little one anywhere from like 8 months to 2. This video is for you. I'm just going to rapid fire through these. If you have questions, leave them down below. Number 1, teaching sign language. Before your toddler is 2.5, when they can really communicate, they need a way to share their feelings and needs with you. And that is one of the number 1 things that causes tantrums, is when a toddler has something they need, but they don't know how to communicate it to you. Teaching sign language has done wonders for all 3 of my kids. Just being able to say, help, all done, more, please, anything like that. So helpful. Number 2, reading picture books. Little kids absorb so much when they're visually shown different things like emotional skills, social skills, how to handle their emotions. You guys have probably seen me talk about these Team Super Crew books that teach emotional regulation. Love that. And when you start this with your 1-year-old, they're absorbing those lessons about how to handle their big feelings, how to ask for things, how to manage their anger, how to be around friends and communicate from that young age. And yes, they are understanding, and yes, they are absorbing it. So when they get to be a toddler, they've already started to build that muscle memory. Number 3, setting super clear boundaries. If you can start practicing setting boundaries in a really clear and calm way when your little one is still a 1-year-old, it's going to make it so much easier when they're a toddler and their reactions get bigger. I don't set a ton of boundaries, but things like my 1-year-old is not allowed to stand on the chair at the kitchen table. He has to sit. I can set that boundary now. And he's getting used to me coming in and setting clear boundaries and knowing, hey, when mom does set a boundary, she's being serious. I can trust her leadership. And number 4, co-regulating during tantrums. Even 8 months old, 12 months old, my 15-month-old, they will start to have tantrums and meltdowns. The number 1 thing you can do at this stage is co-regulating with them. Sit near them, focus on relaxing your own nervous system, breathing deeply, offering support. You're building that regulation muscle in them so that as they get older, their emotions get bigger, their reactions get bigger. They've already started to build up and develop that part of their brain that can handle the big emotions because you've been helping them all along. Do not ignore tantrums, even in an 8-month-old, even in a 1-year-old, even in an almost 2-year-old. Please, if you start co-regulating now, I promise it'll make your life so much easier. To go along with that, number 5, possibly one of the most important things, is learning how to regulate my own emotions. I have 3 kids, so I've been through this before already, but especially if you're a first-time mom or you have a toddler, it is honestly never too late or too early to start practicing regulating your own emotions, because the more your kid gets into the toddler years, the more triggering they're going to be to you. And your reactions, your ability to stay calm, your ability to regulate yourself in tricky moments and not yell, not snap, not overreact is going to be one of the number 1 factors that make a big difference if your toddler continues tricky behaviors over and over again, or if they learn how to stop and do something more appropriate. This is why outside of the Toddler Tantrums Guide, I created a whole other thing called the Calm Mom Playbook, because I knew you can only be an effective, respectful parent if you also know how to manage and regulate your own nervous system. Okay, so which of those 5 resonates with you? Which are you going to start working on this week?